It is one of the most beautiful bridges in the world, a witness of risen and fallen empires and a masterpiece of human creation. Welcome back, fellow travelers. Today, we are stepping back in time to explore the ultimate crown jewel of Prague, the legendary Charles Bridge. Commissioned in the 14th century by Holy Roman Emperor Charles IV, this Gothic masterpiece is one of the oldest surviving medieval stone bridges in Europe. But beneath its stunning vistas lies a history filled with architectural genius, tragic saints, and bizarre legends. Let's dive in. Before this bridge existed, crossing the Vltava River was a dangerous gamble. In 1357, Emperor Charles IV decided Prague needed a reliable way to cross the water. He hired the legendary architect Peter Parler to design a new resilient bridge to replace the old Judith Bridge, which had been washed away by floods. It took nearly half a century to complete it, finally finishing around 1402. The result? A massive 516-meter-long stone bridge, resting on 16 powerful arches and fortified by 3 imposing defensive towers. For centuries, the Charles Bridge was the only permanent crossing over the Vltava River, becoming crucial for European trade and transport. It made Prague incredibly wealthy and cemented its status as the heart of the Holy Roman Empire. But what truly gives the Charles Bridge its unique, hauntingly beautiful atmosphere is its open-air gallery. The bridge boasts 30 unique, Baroque-style statues of saints, martyrs, and historical figures, mostly added around the year 1700. The oldest and most famous of them all is the statue of Saint John of Nepomuk. He was a 14th century Czech priest and martyr who refused to reveal the confessions of the Queen Sophia of Bavaria to King Wenceslaus IV, upholding the sanctity of the confessional. John was tortured and thrown into the Vltava River from the site near the current statue. The sculpture shows him holding a cross and a book, symbolizing his devotion to God and his role as a priest. Today, a legend says that if you touch the bronze plaque beneath his statue, it will bring you good luck and guarantee your return to Prague. Another magnificent sculptural group is the Saints Cyril and Methodius. The missionaries, Cyril and Methodius, were 2 brothers from the 9th century Byzantine Empire. That created the first Slavic alphabet, translating the Bible into Old Church Slavonic, what helped to spread Christianity into Eastern Europe. One of the oldest statues in the bridge, installed in 1361, is the Crucifix and Calvary. The original cross stood at the bridge as early as the time of Charles IV, but was destroyed. The current sculpture, made of cast bronze, was installed in 1657. The statue illustrates the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, accompanied by the Virgin Mary and Saint John. The 2 flanking statues of the Virgin Mary and Saint John the Evangelist were later added in 1861 by sculptor Emanuel Max. The statue is also considered a symbol of the sacrifice and redemption of Jesus Christ. The statue of Saint Ivo of Kermarten, a 14th century ecclesiastical judge, widely known as the Advocate of the Poor, is also in the bridge. Saint Ivo was canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church and is particularly popular in Brittany and in the French-speaking parts of Canada. The statue shows Saint Ivo ministering to a widow and her child. Right behind him stands a blindfolded figure of Justice holding a sword and scales. The current of statue of St. Francis Xavier is a replica by Czech Republic installed in 1913, after the original fell into the river during the floods of 1890. Saint Francis was a 16th-century Spanish Jesuit preacher known for his missionary work in the East and is considered one of the most important figures in the history of Catholicism in Asia. The statue captures the moment when Saint Francis is baptizing an Indian and a Japanese prince. The Baroque statue of Saints Vincent Ferrer and Procopius is a striking sculptural group on the south side of the bridge. Vincent Ferrer was a Dominican friar, known for his devotion and his missionary work. Procopius of Sazava is a Czech saint and a hermit, known for his devotion to God and his healing powers. Sculpted by Ferdinand Brokoff in 1712, the monument pairs a Spanish Dominican preacher over penitent sinner with the Czech Benedictine monk standing on a devil. The statues of Madonna and Saint Bernard was sculpted by Matěj Václav Jekyll in 1709 and donated by the abbot of the Cistercian monastery in Osek, Benedict Litveric. The statue signifies when Saint Bernard, a 12th century French abbot, received the apparition of the Virgin Mary and the baby Jesus in the cave of the Chartreuse in the French Alps. The Madonna, says Dominic and Thomas Aquinas, was sculpted in sandstone by Matěj Václav Jekyll in 1708. The sculptural group depict the Virgin Mary holding the child Jesus, accompanied by two Catholic saints, Saint Dominic, founder of the Dominican order, and Saint Thomas Aquinas, a Dominican theologian and philosopher. In the scene, Virgin Mary is giving a rosary to Saint Dominic, while Saint Thomas Aquinas is standing to the right. The statue of Saints Norbert of Xanten, Wenceslas and Sigismund on Charles Bridge in Prague depicts three Catholic saints from medieval times. Saint Norbert of Xanten is the founder of the Catholic order known as the Norbertines. Saint Wenceslas was a 10th century Duke of Bohemia, and Saint Sigismund was a 15th century King of Hungary. They are venerated for their devotion to God, charitable works, and role as leaders in their respective kingdoms. Whether you visit at dawn to beat the crowds or at night when the gas lamps glow, the Charles Bridge is a timeless journey into the past. It is not only a beautiful and historic landmark, but also holds great cultural and spiritual significance for the people of Prague. Have you ever been to Prague, or is it on your bucket list? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more historical adventures, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy traveling!